Alright. Welcome back, everyone, to Snowy's Game Dev Daily number 18. Today is January 26th. And we are going to pick up some of where we left off from last time, more or less. So we did like a bunch of design stuff yesterday, and I think I want to spend today actually working on some of the stuff that we discussed. Starting with, probably first things first, I want to make an actual enemy. So I want to make like a little dude, and I want the little dude to crawl around. And I want to be able to make like a floating platform. So like we'll start with probably just this platform will do. And the idea is I want a little guy that just crawls around the platform and goes all the way around it. And that is our goal. We're just trying to make that. A little dude. Now the question is, how much do I want to copy? Okay. Like, let's look at some of our, I'm going to start by pulling out, like, direct inspiration. So we do have some guys. Like, graphically, we have some guys we can compare ourselves to. First off, the first guy we have is this little goober here. This is the Crawlid from Hollow Knight. He's just a little goofy guy, and he crawls around the screen. So this is one thing we can potentially use. Well, not potentially use. This is something to think about as inspiration. I don't know what the guys in Super Metroid are called, but they're also in like every Metroid game ever. Crawler maybe? Let me see if I can find an image that has them. Well, here's an iteration of them. What I can probably do is do this. Oh, wait, hold on. Pull this out. So that little goober down there. This little guy, that little guy. What's another 2D platformer that I can use? Just completely blank. I mean Goombas, basically. Like any iteration of a Goomba, more or less, is just one of these dudes. Like, I'll be honest. Like, that's more or less what we're going for. This is what we're trying to make. So, obviously I'm going to use some, like, you know, really crappy, temporary asset. I'm probably going to have to actually just remake the canvas. So, let's go. Image properties. I want this guy to be a little wide, I think. I don't think I want him to be like a box. I like them being a little bit rectangular. I think it's gonna be like maybe like 4, maybe like 6 by 4. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, now the question is like, what color do we want this guy to be? Now, worth noting that these are going to be guys that are like sitting on trees. Little crawly dudes. So I feel like using, and in fact, well, I probably shouldn't be using a black background either, so let me delete that. Little crawly guys, they're going to be on trees, so I kind of don't want them to be brown, I don't think. I think brown's not a good color to be using for this. let's work with like, yeah, 10 pixels is probably good. What color can we make these little dudes? Green. Immediately did a diagonal. Okay, apparently I'm bad. There we go. Oh, I'm struggling with this so much. Okay, I'll just start with a border for now. So we got this like green goober guy. And I think I'm gonna give him like little stubby legs. You can have lots of legs. That's cool, I guess. You know, like centipede style. I've spaced this really poorly. Okay, if I'm gonna give him, let's do it like this. And I can divide this into like thirds. Oh! Okay, maybe not that green. That green's a bit ugly. I guess if you just have it be blank green, it just doesn't look nice, huh? It just looks, it's so vibrant. Ow. Like that hurts my eyes a bit. Alright, we go darker then, I reckon. And the answer is to go dark. Now, I feel like I gotta give this guy eyes as well. 8 pixels. What outline do I mean, I should probably use the same green, right? I'm going to use the line tool because it's getting being a pain. Wait, what size pixels am I using for this? 10. Okay. I don't know why the shift click is being so annoying. Okay, I reckon we got something going here. My little boxy dude. And then I'm gonna give him like a bit of a wavy line now. Cool, something like that. And then I'm down to use like this darker green down the bottom. Kind of still needs to be a bit more distinguishable than that, huh? Does it... Maybe I use a lighter green to fill this. And then I can use the dark green now. And then I'm thinking like what colors are good on top. Also, I kind of now want to move this square a little bit. To like here maybe. And it's also like, do I want to give this thing a mouth? I don't know. I want the top to be like, maybe we can make it a bit brown. How does that look? Like a darker brown. And then the interior of the eye is, I don't know, some color. Why is colors? Colors is hard, man. You know what? I think what would be good is like a creamy color, maybe. Because I don't really want white. Yeah, it's just something like that. That's like pretty simple. I mean, even that is like, you know, there's your little dude and he moves around. It looks okay, honestly, already. I think I just like kind of give it like a mouth, maybe. I'm like debating if I want to give it a mouth or not. I mean, I can just run with this for now. You know what? I think I'm happy. It's just a really basic, as a really basic, scrappy art piece. I think it's good enough. Now, what do we want to call it? Is the next question. It's hard not to call it something to do with crawling, because that's what literally everyone else calls it. Let's call it a, I was gonna call it a creeper. Oh man. What's a good name? What's a good name for this guy? He's just a bit of a goober. What do we want to give the goober? I could call him Goober. How do like people come up with names for just like fictional beasts? Like, how do you come up with something like Goomba, dude? Like, oh yeah, that's the Goomba. What's the thought process behind naming like imaginary creatures? I want to call it like the bunt. I can't use G. I can't actually just make it Goomba. The burner. This shit's impossible. How do you come up with a name for this? Okay, it's a little guy, and he has a whole bunch of legs, and he crawls along trees. He lives up in the trees, and he crawls around. His name is... I'm going to call it the branch bug for now. Okay, we're just going to call it the branch bug for the moment. And I can think up a better name for it later. All right, let's actually make it a thing now, shall we? Okay, so what we're going to do is... prefabs, player... Okay, I'm going to make a new prefab. Sorry, a new folder. And I should probably pull this up here. We're going to make a new folder, and it's going to be used for entities. So dummy will go in here. I should probably put player in there, but I'm a bit undecided if I want the player to be separate or not. I think I'll leave it up for now. We're going to make a new object, which is a 2D object, which is a sprite. I think it's easiest to just make... Oh yeah, empty object. That's what I want, actually. Okay, I want a sprite renderer. That's not how you spell sprite. Sprite renderer. I also need to import the sprite. Import new asset. Branch bug. Alright, game object. We are going to say we would like to use this sprite. Okay, that didn't work. Oh wait, I meant to click on the sprite renderer, not this bit. Whoops. Boing. Alright, we got the goober. He's here. He's pretty big, but he's here. Now, how can I just make it... I think you can't restrict it here. Yeah, you can't squeeze it down. You can change the pivot. Wait, I didn't know this. I guess it's just for sprites. I guess it wasn't really gonna help the thorn object, but you can change the pivot point. Oh my god. So if I make the pivot point the top left, and I apply. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know you could do that. I wonder if you can change the pivot point on the particle systems too, rather than just changing their horizontal position. I don't know. Anyway. That's fine. So in order for me to like reduce it in size, I literally just have to reduce it in size. So he's a little dude like this, and he's basically going to just crawl around, and when he gets to the edge, he's gonna boop, 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 and then flip. I think like after he's like halfway over the edge, he's gonna go... He's gonna do one of these, and then he's gonna go down. He's gonna get here, and he's gonna go... I'm dragging the wrong part. Anyway, you get the point. He goes down, and then he does one of them. I'm just simulating him, and he goes boop, 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 boop. And then I think the really basic like attack, so to speak, that I want to give him is that when he sees the player, he gets angry. He like sees the player, and then he goes nyam, and he charges you. And that's the whole enemy. That's all it is. He'll charge you, and he'll basically just keep charging until he hits the end of a platform. Or I make it that he charges a certain distance. That's like also okay. I could make him look like a certain amount in front of him, and if he spots you, he like executes a charge after like a little wind up. And I can give him like a second visual. Like we can do another one, except where his pupil's red, and then you know he's angry. And we could swap out the sprite and be like, oh, he's angry now, and he's gonna come at you. Okay. So this is what we're working on. Is this little goober. My nose wants to sneeze. But it's not happening, apparently. Okay, I need to change the rotations, not the positions. This should be a 0. Thank you. Alright, we got a guy. It's attached. I need to give it a rigid body and a collider. Box collider 2D. I don't have to change anything. That collider can just stay as is. And I want to give it a rigid body as well. Rigid body just to handle collision checking and whatnot. So this guy, I guess, is not going to have gravity. Is the idea. He just doesn't have gravity. So what's important then is that I make sure that he is he's aligned with the ground as close as possible. Probably doesn't have to be exact, but I want to make him aligned with the ground. He's going to travel along the floor. And then the tricky part is having him detect, okay, well, when am I no longer over the floor? Although to be fair, we're probably just going to do a raycast downwards from the center. And once it doesn't, and once the distance changes, then we'll have him change positioning. So actually, I think it should be pretty easy. Now, I'm going to do a thing where... Yeah, okay. We're getting there. Okay, rigid body. I'm just going to use kinematic. This is all fine. Don't go. Okay, we have this dude. Let's get him moving, shall we? I think that's step 1. So let's pull up Visual Studio. We need to make a new script, which is going to be not the dummy script, but the, what did I call it? The branch bug. We're going to call it the branch bug script. Okay. Branch bug. Now, we can probably borrow some things from the player. And the player is going to be the thing I'm referring to the most here. So let's just pull open those two. Now, we're going to want to have access to the fixed update. Probably access to the start function as well. I'm really bad at touch typing when the microphone is in the way. Not stats, start. What's the start thing? Oh, it's just void start. Oh, we're inheriting off entity. What do I have in entity? Okay, I have some stuff in here. That's fine. I can just do base.start. And if we're going to do any additional stuff in here, we can. That's all good. It should be override. Why is this player's not using entity? Private override. Virtual and abstract can't be overrides, fair enough. Start is called just before any of the update methods. Branch bug.start. Virtual abstract members cannot be private. Yeah, which I changed, right? Why are you still complaining? Cannot change access modifiers when overriding protected. Oh, activating protected. Okay, that's fine. Alright, it's still whining at me at least. Okay, so we got the start function here and we can override it if we need to. I think my, looks like my IntelliSense is being a little slow. No, not with that. Okay, anyway. So I guess we'll refer to the entity thing as well. There's not too much in here. We just have a take damage, set fire and burn functions. Okay, let's get the thing to move, right? I think that's like step number 1. So branch bug's probably gonna have a speed value. Public. Actually, don't want it to be public. No, I'll make it private. Make it private for now. Private, float, speed. And do we need to store anything else? Maybe rotation's worth storing. Private float rotation. This is going to start at 0. I guess I won't even bother setting it for the moment. So in order for us to get, I guess we need to get our parent object as well, right? Do we do that in the player? Physics. What do I do here? Get component box collider.2D. And this just finds it because it's attached. Ah, okay. Alright, that's fine. I want to just get my thing to move first. Let's just do that. So let's have in the start function, let's just make speed equal to like 0.3. And let's say in fixed update, transform.position is equal to transform. Actually, is that, there's no like translate function or something? This normalize magnitude, because I can like set it manually, which is obviously how we do it here. Transform.position plus equals. I guess we can just do that. Plus equals new vector 2, which is going to be speed and for now. Should be vector 3. Not a vector 4, vector 3. Okay, and then what should happen is if we attach this to the branch bug, we give it this branch bug script, then what we should see when we run the game is it should just move right. That should be all it does. And it's off. It's gone real fast. So 0.23. 0.3 probably too much. I want to go quite slow, so maybe 0.1 is kind of a better value for it. And I should probably just make this a value that I can publicly access. I think that's like a good speed. And you know what else we should do? We should move the player up here so I don't have to like jump to see the enemy. Okay. Trying to move the canvas when I should be trying to move the player. You can set the player up here now, and we'll spawn in. The branch bug will be immediately moving. As we can see, he's off. All right, what I want to do now is I want to have the branch bug raycasting downwards. So the way I'm gonna run this, right, is that let's have another float that's ground distance. Private float ground distance. And then I need to do a raycast down, which we're already doing in the player script. Down is equal to this. I'm gonna copy this for a second and take a look. Okay, transform.position.x, transform.position.y, get collider. Oh, this is not even getting, this is not doing a raycast. This is getting out down position, which is fine. I should call this a var or float bottom, I guess I'll call it. Oh, yeah, it is a vector 2. That's so true. Vector 2 bottom is equal to new vector 2, yada, 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 yada. And then we can do a raycast, same as how we're doing here. So we should be able to use this. Ground distance is going to be equal to the physics 2D box cast. This is going to be bottom. I don't actually have to do a box cast. I should be able to do a... Is there a reason I'm doing a box? No, yeah, I can use a raycast here. Raycast. Does it use the same inputs? Not quite. Okay, so raycast, what inputs do you have? There's a million overloads for it. I don't know why it's showing me this one when I'm clearly providing like 5 different things. Is there a way for me to just... I should be able to give the definition. Alright, give us a sec. We should be able to see it all here. Okay. So these are all the raycast overrides. We have origin, direction, distance, layer mask, and min depth. Origin, direction, distance, layer mask is the one I think we want. So the main thing is that we're not using an angle. So I'm definitely removing this. Origin, which is this. I don't need to add a vector, right? Oh, interesting that I'm adding a vector here. I'm doing this for all of my player raycasts. That's a bit hacky. I really shouldn't need to do that, but okay. Times 0.99 times 0.99. Oh. What is... Okay, hold on. Origin size. For size, I decided 0.9 of our bounds is good. Okay, interesting. Interesting, but okay, sure. I'll leave it for now. What are we looking at? So for the raycast position is going to be this. I'm not going to use the 0.04. I'm not going to add this vector and see if it works. And then we're going to do the direction. The direction is going to be down. We don't need this. It's just going to be a vector 2.down. Then it's distance, and then it's layer mask, which is what I have. Okay, ground does not exist, so I have to actually make the layer mask. I actually don't want to use ground. I want to use... I guess in this case I do, but theoretically I could start an entity not on the ground. So I'm going to use... I'm going to call it something else. We'll make a private layer mask. And I'm gonna call it what do you maybe ground is fine. I mean, it kind of is. The things that can crawl along the ceiling, right? If I use ground, it might be a little ambiguous as to what it means, but I don't know, like, what is an all-encompassing word for ground, wall, and ceilings? What would you even call that? Maybe like traversable? I'll call it like traverse mask or something. And then how do I actually set the mask? That's the way you do that, right? Where am I using layer masks here? Layer mask dot get mask. Okay. So we're gonna do vector 2 bottom is that. Traverse mask. I should semicolon here. Traverse mask dot get mask. Oh wait, no, is equal to layer mask dot get mask. And then this accepts an array, I believe. Yeah, it does. So we're accepting ground and ceiling and wall. And I hope that that's not case sensitive. I don't think it is. I should be able to look at... I mean, I'm doing capitals here. I don't think it's case sensitive. This wouldn't make much sense to me, but I guess I will do it just in case. Ground, ceiling, wall. Because the branch bug can travel along all of them. It's complaining about this still, because I'm trying to convert a Unity Engine Raycast Hit 2D to a float. Because that's not what this is. Right, okay, because what I want to do is I want to make a var hit is equal to this. And then as long we do like an if hit, right? I don't even check here. Just assume it hits. Okay, sure. I think I typically do an if hit though. If hit. Although, like, I'm assuming it's always gonna hit. I'll just assume it's true, whatever. Ground distance is gonna be equal to hit dot distance. All right. So that should be hopefully all we need. Now this is gonna give me, I wanted to raycast this every frame. And whenever the raycast distance doesn't equal the hit ground distance, we know we've gone off. So I think what we can do for now is plus equal this. So move the player, but before we move the player, before we move the enemy, we're going to do the raycast. And then we check. Okay, I'll make this private vector 2. Just call it bottom, that's fine. So we're going to fire off this raycast, and then all we're going to do is we're going to say if hit dot distance is not equal to ground distance, then we're gonna set speed to 0. I will just manually set speed to 0. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do. And then it should stop moving. So basically this should see once it gets over the edge, it'll stop moving, hopefully. Later on, we'll make it so that the enemy like rotates around. But for now, I just wanted to get it to stop moving. Hopefully this works. It doesn't. Okay, interesting. It's just moving and it doesn't care. So why? Okay, I guess the question is then, we're gonna debug this. Debug.log start, and we're gonna print hit.distance. And then we'll also print it over here as well. Here, and this is update. Alright, let's just see what it's spitting out at us. Console, run. It's just not hitting at all. Well, that's interesting. I'm getting zeros. The distance the physics queries traversed before it detected a collider 2D. I guess the next thing I want to check is make sure that the branch bug itself is not tagged. Yeah, it's not. I'll give it an editing tag now though. So yeah, what's this all about, huh? Like, obviously I have walls and stuff here. This platform has a ground collider with layer ground. That's what I would expect it to hit. And even if it did miss that, I would expect it to hit the ceiling beneath it. Should still work either way. Oh, you know what? I think there's specifically a raycast No, that looks right. Traverse mask. You got a layer mask, dot get mask. I mean, maybe I did this wrong. I don't think so. Let's take a look. Physics dot 2D raycast returning 0 for distance. What does Google have to say? Always gives 0 as distance. I assume it means it's just not hitting. Raycast hits 2D hits. It's equal to physics 2D dot raycast vector 2 dot 0 vector 2 down. They're not super helpful for me. Vector 2 origin. Vector 2 direction, float distance into layer mask. Zero, -1. I mean, yeah, that's right too. If I hit physics 2D, the layer mask should be right. Ground, ceiling, or wall. That matches what I've got. Okay, I guess something I can try is what happens if I put the branch bug. Where are you? What happens if I put you down here in between this? Player. Okay, now you're actually returning values. It's still always 2.6. Why does it never change? So that's the interesting thing. 2.6 is probably this gap. It's like it's not updating. Fixed update. Var hit is equal to physics 2D raycast. It's like this one isn't working. It's like this is just returning the same response that this threw. But that doesn't make sense to me because it should change. What happens if I drag it so that it's over nothing? Now what's it going to spit at me? It throws zeros. And it's never... Oh, I know what's going on. It's because this vector 2 is not updating. I have to actually update this. Alright, yeah, okay, I figured it out. Because this is where we're actually shooting it from, so I have to recalculate this bottom every time. Okay, that should fix the issue. Let's pull him back over here and save this and run it. Hopefully it works this time. Whoa, and he stops. He's a little further than I was expecting him to go. Considering I know that this is about the halfway mark, I was somewhat hoping it would snap a bit sooner. But the issue here really is just that we're moving by increments of 0.1. So I could probably calculate that I've gone too far, but I'll figure that out. I need to like snap it. Maybe I just do it after it rotates though. It's like the next step is, right? Okay, now that we got it to stop, instead of getting it to stop, I want it to rotate 90 degrees. Which we'll try to do. Okay, so instead of this triggering, we now want to reset a whole bunch of stuff. Was that something here? Sure. If hit.distance does not equal ground.distance, then I want to do transform dots rotation dots oil angles dots z is equal to I can't assign it to this. How am I doing the rotation? Let me pull up Thorn. How do I rotate you here? Unless you're doing it in the spell itself. How do I handle rotate? Thorns. Okay, it's just transform.rotate. Okay, that's fine. Transform.rotate is what I actually wanted. Can I do like transform dot? Is there other? So there's rotate here. No, I don't want this. I want these. Is there like a movement equivalent of rotate? Rotate around, set, transform. Translate. This is what I should be using. Moves the transform the direction. This is what I should be changing all my stuff to rather than moving it by position. Shouldn't move my position. I should just use this translate function instead. But okay, that's fine. Maybe I can do it for this then, actually. Rather than doing this, let me see if I can do transform.translate. And then translation space relative to. Now, the question is, how do you actually use this thing? Space, transform. I can use this. Okay, so I can do this basically. I can cut this, put it in here, and then I can put this. I can just do transform. I think. Let me see if this works first. Speed equals 0. Because assuming this works, I should be using translate all over the place for sure. Yeah, does work the same. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna start using translate then whenever I need to move something. May as well get into that habit now. In the same way that I'm about to do transform.rotate here, rather than assigning the angle directly, should use their given functions. Okay, so what does it tell me? Transform.rotate axis angle, which is degrees. Is there just an angle thing? Vector 3 Eulers. What am I using in axis? I mean, I can just do Z. I can do Z. Can I put in? It says vector 3 axis. Like, is that like this? No, not Z angle. Like, that doesn't work, right? Can I do this? And then like 90? No, okay. Alright, doesn't like that either. I don't get this overload. I need to see an example of where it's vector 3 axis and float angle. Like, this makes sense to me. This is just the rotation in each angle. Like, that's fine. That's pretty easy. I think this is the one I'm normally using. If I look at the Thorn again. Oh no, I'm doing the different angles. Yeah, okay. So 0, 0, and then here's the rotation that I want. In this case, because we're moving right, we're going to be rotating by 270 degrees. Is what I want. So I'm going to rotate by 270, and then I have questions about how the raycasting handles stuff after this fact. Because now what I want to do after rotating, I want to make it that ground distance. Well, I need to do another raycast, basically. So I need to rotate it. I need to do yet another raycast. Although I might have to manually sync. I think I have to do sync transforms. How do you do that? Transform.sync. Where am I doing this? I think I'm doing it in the Thorn. I know that there's a sync transforms. Ugh, I don't know where it is. Okay, it might just work. I guess I'll just try it. I mean, do I want to do this differently? I kind of have to fire it again. New bottom, new hits. So rotate us, do the raycasts again, and then basically what we're gonna say is ground distance is now gonna be equal to new hit dot distance. That's the main thing we need to go with. I'm hoping that rotating it the direction I'm moving it, I think it won't. I think the speed will still move it incorrectly now. Like, I think even though I've rotated it 270 degrees, I think it's still going to keep moving right. In fact, what I'd be curious to see is if I just do this rotation and nothing else, what is going to happen? There's one of two things that can happen here. Either it's going to just steadily go right and it'll just start spinning around, or it'll stay in the one position and it'll spin around. I suspect it's going to just going to keep going right. Oh, it didn't. Which is actually what I want. Look, it's kind of already doing what I want if you imagine that this platform was like super tiny and thin. Notably, the raycast is operating the same. It's actually somewhat satisfying to watch. So the issue here is that the raycast I'm doing doesn't care about the rotation. So I can't just use a raycast down. Oh shit, someone's doing fireworks outside my house right now. And they're very visible. Oh, I guess it is Australia Day, that'd be why. I've actually got quite a good view from my window of the fireworks. Anyway, that's fine. I don't know how loud those will come up on the microphone, but whatever. Mildly distracting, but all good. Okay, so we kind of need to, okay, I guess the easiest way to do this is to have an angle. How do I want to do it? Because I need to like update the vector. It's this vector. I mean, I can have just enumerate through a list that it's just down, left, up, right. That's effectively what I want. Okay. Here's the really shoddy way to do it, right? So I need a new vector 2, which is basically, I might not even need this, but okay. Private vector 2, which is going to be raycast. I'll call it raycast direction. And at the start, raycast direction is going to equal raycast direction we equal to vector 2 dot down. Really simply. And then we're going to replace this raycast with raycast direction, all that good stuff. Okay, and then what we have to do is every time we rotate, we can use a switch statement. How do I do this shit? It's like it's switch case. Case. Case raycast direction is equal to vector2 dot down. Can I use that? Okay, I think I can. And then I just say raycast direction is equal to vector2 dot left instead. And then I do a new case. And I have to look up how this actually looks. Hold on. I swear to, I can never remember what the syntax for switch cases are. Switch case statement. Switch case C#. Case switch. Yeah, that's what I need. Okay, I'm done. Should be this, and it should be raycast direction in here. And then it's like this. Okay. Why are you still complaining at me? Constant value of type vector2 is expected. Is that not a constant value? Hello? Huh? What do you mean? Vector2 dot left. It's gonna be up. I don't know why it doesn't like this. It might be that I have to just make new vector2. Like, what if I do this? Is it gonna work? New vector2, and then inside this. Oh my god, hold on. 0, 1. How do I get this to work properly? Raycast directions are vector2, and I just want to use vector2 dot down. A constant value of type vector2 is expected. Like, do I have to declare it as a const? Const. Vector2. And then what? Like 0, -1? Oh my god, man. I mean, I can declare a const. Like, I can do const vector2 down is equal to new vector2. Oh, I can just make it equal to vector2 dot down. Can I be declared as a const? Can I use it then for a switch case or not? Use vector2 in switch case. Huh? I have to like convert it? Dude, that's such a pain in the ass. Okay, you know what else we can do? I can do ifs. I can do this giant awful if else statement. If raycast direction is equal to vector2 dot down, do this. Raycast direction is now equal to vector2 dot left. Alright, this is not at all how I want to do this, but it's how I'm going to do it for the time being to get it to work. Okay, and then instead of up, we do left now, and if it's left, it becomes up. IntelliSense is trying its best. It's getting it all wrong, but, you know, it's fine. Else if... it's up. It should be equal to right. That is actually correct. Else if raycast direction is equal to vector2.right. God, the fireworks are so noisy. Then I need to make it equal to down, which it also did correctly. Wow. There are so many fireworks going off. What the? Okay. Actually, don't even know what that is. Where must that be? I mean, not that I would say on stream anyway, but like, I don't even know where they're firing this. Okay. So this giant block, I have no doubt can be extremely simplified, probably by just using an angle that you like update. In fact, I definitely know how I could do it like that. But this is going to work for the time being anyway, so don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. This should work, theoretically. So, we flip our rotation. We set our raycast direct. We update our raycast direction. We then have to... This needs to be raycast direction. We then get our new bottom, which is a new position. Because it's no longer the same. Well, of course, it's always going to be different. Because we rotated. We're going to get a new hit. We're going to set our new ground distance to be that distance. And then we're going to keep traveling. And theoretically, if I've done all of this correct, it will just work. The guy will just go around and it'll be incredible. Okay, kinda works. Alright, it kind of worked. Now, I don't know why... So the first bit worked fine, kind of. What's the main issue here? The main issue is my pivot point, I think. Okay, because what's happening is we're getting to right here, and then we're rotating. And as you can see, when we rotate, we're not in the right spot. Because where I want us to be is here. But I have to actually move to that point. Now, there is one way to solve this problem, which is we could move the pivot point of the sprite to be the base. Then it would just work. It would just work if we did that. And I'm tempted to just do it, because I think it makes everything a lot easier. So I'm going to try doing this by updating the pivot point on the sprite. Open sprite editor. We're going to set the pivot point to be the bottom center. And we will apply that, close. And now all we have to do is in our box collider, we just have to offset it on the Y. Oh, it's by exactly 2. No, not quite. It's going to be by like 1 point something. 1.9, 2, 3, 2. 1.92. Alright, I'll leave it there. Okay, and now just by doing that one off-center thing, this should actually work as intended now, I believe. So now the center of this sprite, or the pivot point of it, is just the base. It's the center base. Still not quite. It's close. It looks better. Okay, I'm going to go back to adding in the logs we were using earlier. So what I want to have is a log in here. that says update distance plus hit.distance. And then I'm going to add one that's down here for rotation. So I'll call it new distance is equal to new hit distance. Okay, let's just see how this goes. So I got the console open. 0.8, it flips to 0. So it goes to 0 straight away. Oh, it's coming back. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, what's my guy up to here? Hold on a second. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Hold up. Okay, let me replay it. Goes to 0. So why is it going to 0 is the question. It's not hitting anything, I believe is all 0 means. Let's take a look. I mean, I think that's right. Oh, I bet it's because I'm using this bounds.size. No. I mean, that's going to be some portion of y. Okay, so what we're looking at now is, right, once we get our guy over here and we rotate him like this, we maybe have to move him first before we do the next. Yeah, I probably do need to actually move him a frame. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move him down one frame first and then get the new angle. Probably. Because otherwise it should shoot out and be 0. Which is not gonna be correct. It might have something to do with the sync transforms as well, potentially. I don't think that's it, but it could be. No, actually, I don't think so. Okay. This little goober is just not doing what I want him to do. Aren't you cooperating with me, mate? What the heck? What the heck? Oh, yeah, so I was going to talk about the bounds problem. So the bounds problem here is that we're getting the transform.x position, which is fine. And we're getting the y position and we're minusing it by the bounds. And the issue with this is the bounds is this entire vertical segment, but we're subtracting it from the center here. I really want to get this horizontal segment instead. So it has to be the, I shouldn't be using the bounds, basically. It's the same issue we had with the jet. It should be size.y, I believe. Oh, size.y, and then you have to get the, you have to multiply it by the transform.local scale. Yeah, like that. How are we doing this? Let me open up the jet real fast. Transform.local scale of the same thing, and then apparently I also have to divide it by 2 for whatever reason. Which would imply that this one I have to divide by 4. I don't know if that's true or not. Ooh, that didn't sound great. Let me see. Let me also get the new bottom as well. Debug.log new bottom. And that's going to be equal to new bottom. I just want to see what the position it prints out actually is. Oh, I should not be putting it here. Let's try that again. Put this back to 0 rotation. Wait, no, this to 0. And I'll move you to here. Alright, let's see how this work goes. Okay, I'm gonna pause it. So, update distance. Wait, okay, hold on. How did that call 49 times? Wait, what? Stop, pause. Oh yeah, because it takes 49 fixed updates to get to the edge. Okay, understood. So new bottom, 7.5, 12.25. Interesting that we get very clean numbers. 7.5 aligns with the X value, so that's just correct. That is exactly the value I want. Actually, one thing I gotta note. Oh, it's not changing at all. Oh, hold on a second. Wait, then is the position we want to raycast from always just going to be equal to the X and the Y? Wait, it might be even simpler than this then. It might just be... How have I done this? Okay, it's just freaking out, but... Okay, that's super weird. Unity's, yeah, I don't know. Unity's kind of... Alright, I fixed it. Okay, that was very strange. Okay, I think it's even simpler in that I think we don't even have to do any of this get collider crap. We can just use the position X, position Y, and that's just exactly what we want. I suspect. Because of where I've set the pivot point, I think we're always just... The bottom is just always going to be the pivot point. I think. And in that case, we don't even have to update the bottom either. It's just always going to be the same. Try this. Hmm. 7.7, 12.66. Now the issue here is it's going to be hard for me to pause on the frame when it spins. Yeah, it goes like instantly. Okay, what we can do though is I can set the speed. Set speed is equal to 0. Okay, then it won't update. Might rotate though. Okay, it's not gonna. Okay, so we can inspect this. This is where it rotated to. Now, okay, there is the issue where I'm gonna have to push it down. That's what causes it to double loop. So I can probably fix that by just pushing it another frame. I'm wondering if that'll just fix it all together then. It might. 7.7 is correct. 12.66 correct. Okay, well let's try that then. So what we're gonna do then is before... This will be an if and an else. So if the distance is equal to the ground distance, we just move it. If it's not, then we rotate it, then we move it, and then we do all this other crap. We do a rotate, we do a translate, and then we do it. Okay, I mean, let's give it a go. Give it a spin. Literally. I realize I'm setting its speed to 0. It double rotated though. That's not what I want. How did it do that? Okay, another thing I'm going to try is I'm going to try making a little flusher with the ground. See if that makes any difference. Again, it doubles. Why is it doubling? I think I don't have to do any of this new bottom crap. I can get rid of this. I can get rid of this. It's all fine. Wait, do I? No. I do need the new bottom still, right? Because I've moved it, so I need a raycast again. So what we do is we see, okay, we move it, and then the first frame where we realize, hey, we've gone past it, we're gonna rotate. And then after doing the rotation, we push it. We update our direction, which is what this absolutely atrocious else if else statement does. Then we set our new bottom, which is actually still the same value. No, it's not the same value because we pushed ourselves, so it is a new value. We get our new hit. And then we set the ground distance. And then I'm setting my speed to 0. So how am I spinning then? How is that even possible? I'm somehow spinning? What does it say in Unity? Update distance. Update distance. So we get all these update distances, and then finally we get a new one. It spins. We get a new distance, which is 0. Then the next update distance is 0.04, which doesn't match. And then we spin again. And the position's the exact same because it hasn't moved. How am I getting 0 to 0.04 then? How is there a misalignment? I'm getting 0 on this, and I think it's because... Let me see if I can find where I'm doing this sync transform garbage. I don't remember where I'm doing it. It's gonna be one of, I think it's like wall and shed use it. This. I want to try using this and see if it does anything. Rotate, translate, sync transforms. Try this. Does nothing. Okay. Literally get the exact same behavior, so none of that is doing anything. So somehow I'm getting 0.04 and then we're flipping again. So what happens is it does this flip, it sets the new distance to be 0. And then it flips again immediately. Because it does this raycast again, which is like the exact same raycast. There's no difference, right? This is exactly the same. Exactly the same. Exactly the same. Ground distance is equal to new hit dot distance. Ground distance is equal to new hit dot distance. I'm doing another raycast. I'm saying this is the new distance to the ground. I think this raycast is not working, right? Because this is the raycast where I get 0, 0. New bottom, new distance is returning... New bottom is fine. New distance is wrong, though. It returns 0s. And it shouldn't. I think if it's returning 0s, it means it's not working properly. The 0.04 is a correct. This is it working correctly. And then it flips again, and then it's stuck. It's stuck, not casting correctly. So for some reason, this raycast here is returning a 0 when it should not. Now my position, I think, is fine. Bottom. Oh, that'd be why. I'm using the new bottom, idiots. Idiots, we're not using the new bottom. Good on me. Let it run. It should spin once. Good. Exactly. Now, all we have to do is remove this speed 0, and it should work. It should go all the way around the platform now. I mean... Oh... What the hell are you doing, you stupid bug? What do you mean, man? Alright, someone explain to me what the hell's going on here. He's just vibing. Why does it refuse to go left? Any guesses? Any guesses in chat? What the fuck's happening? How are we stuck? Update distance. Okay, so my main concern is I'm getting more update distances of 0, which presumably means something ain't working correctly. I wonder if it could be that I've done this stuff wrong. So if my raycast direction's down, then I rotate, I want to be left. If it's left, I rotate, I want to be up. If it's up, I rotate, I want to be right. And if it's right, I rotate, I want to be down. That is correct. Down, left, left, up, right, right, down. Up. That's all good. Dude, it makes the first corner. Why does it stumble on the second one? Okay, there is a chance that it's based on my starting position, and it's just an unlucky starting position. Let me update this. No, it's just always doing it. Alright, well there's another thing that's different, which is that we're using ceiling, but I think that doesn't matter either. Platform, ceiling. Layer ceiling. I mean, that should be fine. It shouldn't care. Branch bug. What the hell are you doing, dude? What the hell is this? So the real question is, if I can pause on the frame, this frame, right? Why is it, can I go a frame at a time? Is this frame, oh, they do have frame advance. Wait, clear. Step. Holy shit, I'm learning how to actually debug in Unity. That's freaking insane. New distance, 0. New bottom, new distance. So this raycast didn't work. Which, by the way, probably should. I don't know why it hasn't worked. So clear this. Fire. Update distance, 0. It actually goes another frame. New distance, 0. Still not properly raycasting. Goes forward a step. Forward 2 steps. Boom. Now it properly raycasts. It actually hits correctly. Go forward a step. It's the same distance. Apparently this is colliding. I don't know, it doesn't look like it should, but okay. We wrap around, we have another new distance, 0.004. We go forwards, it's still the same. Forwards, it's still the same. And then it flips. How does that make sense? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3. Like, what? Wait, I actually don't get this. Here, right? Forwards. Update distance 0.004. 0.004 again. And then I'm rotating for no reason. Huh? My update distance becomes 0, and I don't know why. It's not like the shape of this hitbox is changing. Hello? What is going on here? Like, what garbage have we inflicted upon this? New bottom is equal to new raycast direction. We update the raycast direction. That's fine. Math.infinity, traverse mask. All of this is correct. The thing is, I should never get zeros off the distance. The distance should literally never be 0. If it's 0, then I've done something wrong. Actually, that's not true. It should be 0. Can be 0 sometimes. But it should only be 0 for 1 frame. It should only be this that returns a 0. The new distance should never return a 0. Which I think might be true still. New distance 0.004. Update distance 0. Yeah, so this update distance can throw 0 because when it raycasts left, there's nothing to the left of this. So it returns 0, which is fine. That is okay. We're allowed to have that. It flips. Now this should not return a 0. The update distance changed to 0.005. How? How though? Literally how? Are you telling me that this is like angled? It's not angled. How does it change from 0.004 to 0.005? Like what? It's a minute change, but like why does it change at all? It sees this and then it flips, right? And it starts going up. Now the issue with this is it's now returned a new raycast of 0, which shouldn't be true. It should still be hitting this wall, which should give it a value. But it doesn't for some reason. If I step through more, it flips again. Because it now sees the wall correctly. I don't know why it doesn't for a frame, but it now sees the wall correctly. Flip? That's a correct flip. What the heck? Again, let me try just move its position a little bit and see if I get any different results. I get the same shit. Step 0.008, 0.088, 0.088 again, and then it flips 0.089.
What in the world? This is a flat hitbox, man. Am I crazy? Oh. It's this. Okay. I figured it out. Wait, does that mean that this hitbox is like basically flush? Oh, yeah, I mean close enough. Oh, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions, yippee. Yeah, I guess that's the issue with having manually defined hitboxes and then relying on them. Can I get this sorted now, do I reckon? Probably. Okay. Let me try to do it right now. Okay. So what we want to do is I want to properly set this platform, right? So what I have to do is I have to look at the ground hitbox. I don't know why I'm doing it like this. So dumb. Okay, ground hitbox offset. The X should be 0. The Y offset is probably not completely correct. So position 0.064. This should be 0. Yeah, I don't know why that's off. Okay, so ceiling, no, not ceiling, ground. So 000 is correct. The size is, it's actually not fine. I need it to be bigger. Okay, I want this size to line up. 0.2. Oh, it's this one that I'm looking at right now. Okay, well okay. In that case, the Y I can kind of just leave. I'll make it 0.2. And then we'll make the X size has to be precise though. So the X size has to be the same size as the platform, which in this case, I can't see the width. I'm gonna make this 0 just because it's bugging me. Oh, fine, I'll leave it, whatever. 15.4, too big. 3, too small. 3.5, 3.6. 3.6 is pretty close. It looks like 3.6 is like pretty much right on the money. And then the last thing I need to do is offset it correctly. So I need to give it more of a Y offset. 7 is way too high. 6.5, 6.4. 6.4 looks pretty much smack bang on. Okay, and then all we need to do with ceiling is give it the exact inverse of that. So we go to ceiling. It should be this should be 0. This should be offset negative 0.64. Why can't I see it? Where did it go? Oh, it's all the way down there. What the heck? Huh? Scale 1:1. Oh, the scale was just huge for some reason. Okay. Size 15.36. And Y is 0.2. Okay, good. So we got those matching up now. Now my goal is to get this to line up pretty much as well as I can. It needs to be precise enough. So look at them two together. Okay. So this, I'm going to give a size of 1. Actually, the Y size is going to be different. I'll make the X size 0.2 again to match the other one. This should be an offset of 0. Let me set, there should be no Y offset. Now the X offset needs to be a little higher than 7.5, so let's do 7.6, that's too much. 7.56, 7, 7.58 looks pretty much it. Which makes sense, because it accounts for the 0.2. Yeah, okay, that's why it's flush. Alright, and then the Y size needs to be 1.48. Awesome. And they should all be decimal numbers to 2 decimal places. Yeah, okay, that's looking correct. Okay, now left wall, again, set this to 0. The size should be 0.2, 1.48. Now the offset should be the same, it's just that the X should be negative. So negative 7.58. And this should be 0 offset the Y. And I think with this, oh, that doesn't look correct. Okay, hold on. The scale on the ceiling is off. Size X 15. It should be 15.36, not 26. All right, and then do it again. Take a quick look. Okay, looks actually flush. Now the last thing I have left that I want to do is I need to override the prefab with this. So prefab platform, I'm going to override with this instance of the platform, and that should override all of them, and they should all have the correct hitboxes now, which looks like it is true. Okay, and we should do the same thing with the walls at some point as well, but I won't do it right now. Anyway, what this should do is mean that the branch bug shouldn't have any weird fits with the hitboxes now, I hope. It looks like it's working. Okay, awesome. I'm happy with that. I think we got there. We got there eventually. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of stuff I need to do. I don't know when I made the branch bug red in Paint, but there we go. It's been unredded. The first thing we're going to do next session is pretty clear. It's pretty obvious just by looking at it that the branch bug is hovering slightly off the ground. So we need to fix that. We need to make it that when it rotates, it sits flush to the platform that it's rotating around, or moving around, I should say. So that's one thing. We want to make it like be able to notice the player and then charge the player. And then, we want to make it so that it's able to like take damage and whatnot and damage us. Because that's something I haven't done yet, but we want to make it so the player is able to take damage as well. Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm happy we got at least that far. Got this to work finally. Fixed up our hitboxes a bit on this platform so that they're actually like lined up correctly. I'm not just eyeballing them. And again, we want to do the same thing with the wall with this one as well at some point, but for right now, I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, here we go. I mean, look, for like a really basic enemy, that's all the AI needs to be. They just move around and you dodge them or you kill them or whatever. He's just a goofy little guy. Okay. All right. I think with that, I'm gonna wrap up today's daily. So we'll be continuing on with this, polishing up the enemy a little bit tomorrow, and I might do a couple. At least one more enemy I think I want to do after the branch bug. Yeah, at least one more. Potentially more than that. I'll see. I might do 2 more. There's definitely at least 2 I was considering. 2 additional ones after this. So I'll see if I want to do one or both. And then after that, it would kind of be like, maybe I do some level. Maybe I do a little bit of level design. Like try and get some like really basic graphics and like background in place to like make it look, I don't know, somewhat reasonable. So I'll think about doing that, but that'll be to come still. But yeah, I think it'd be nice to like have like a really, even if it's just like a really basic background, at least something set up that we can use. That I can like play around in and display rather than just just having it be like this really basic layout. Be nice to have something a little more visually appealing on the screen. But yeah. Anyway, that's it for me today. So thanks everyone who stopped by for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next daily. Have a good one.